At 72, Pierce Brosnan remains one of cinema's most recognizable faces. Known for his elegance, calm confidence, and the kind of unshakable presence that made James Bond seem invincible, he captivated millions. Yet behind the tuxedo and charm lies a life shaped not by cinematic danger, but by personal grief. He has faced losses no one should endure, the death of his first wife to cancer, and decades later, the same disease claiming his daughter. Through it all, he maintained dignity, never allowing the world to glimpse the depth of his suffering, teaching resilience in silence. Early loss and absence. Pierce was born on May 16, 1953 in Drogheda, Ireland, into a world already marked by absence. His father, a carpenter, left when Pierce was an infant, leaving no explanation, only a silence that lingered through childhood. His mother, May, loved him fiercely, but could not shield him from the uncertainty that followed. When Pierce was 4, she moved to London for work, promising to return soon, a separation that stretched 7 years. During that time, Pierce shuffled between grandparents and relatives, learning early that permanence was fragile. Those years shaped a boy who observed more than he spoke, quietly adapting to instability, finding stability. When his mother returned in 1964 with her new husband, William Carmichael, Pierce finally experienced steadiness. William offered kindness, patience, and reliability, teaching him practical skills, sharing quiet moments, and modeling love as consistent, not fleeting. Yet Pierce approached this love cautiously, aware that it could be lost. That same year, William took him to the cinema to see Goldfinger. The image of James Bond, a man untouched by chaos in full command of his life, struck a chord. For Pierce, it symbolized security and strength, a promise that one day he could endure without fear of abandonment. The beginning of a passion. At 16, Pierce left home for London, enrolling at St. Martin's School of Art to study painting. Life was frugal, often harsh, but also independent. Acting had not yet entered his mind until an impulsive visit to a small theater workshop changed everything. Watching a fire eater perform, he felt a spark, and when he stepped forward to try, others immediately recognized his intensity and presence. That moment unlocked a path that would define his career. Acting became more than performance. It became a discipline, a way to channel resilience built through years of absence, loss, and self-reliance into something tangible. Training and discipline. Pierce pursued formal training at Drama Centre London, one of the most demanding acting programs in the country. Many students dropped out under pressure, but he endured, shaped by a childhood of adaptation. He worked odd jobs, studied Shakespeare, and trained in movement and mime, absorbing every lesson with a focus born from hardship. This was not privilege but perseverance. By the time he performed professionally, he carried with him an understanding of endurance, loss, and emotional control. Long before fame, Pierce Brosnan had learned how to survive uncertainty, laying a foundation for the resilience that would later define not just his career, but his life. Early career challenges. Pierce's career unfolded gradually through theater roles, demanding precision and emotional restraint. His early film appearances were brief, yet meaningful to him. He shared the screen with established stars, slowly building his reputation while remaining grounded. Fame was not immediate. Instead, it was earned through discipline and quiet persistence. This period prepared him for later challenges. He had already endured personal grief, so the minor setbacks of an acting career were navigated with patience. Every small role was a step toward mastery, every stage a lesson in presence. He built himself quietly, far from the glamour and spectacle he would later embody. Personal tragedy. Despite professional success, personal grief remained ever present. His first wife, Cassandra Harris, succumbed to ovarian cancer, leaving Pierce to confront profound loss. He endured the unthinkable again decades later when the same disease claimed his daughter, Charlotte. The repetition of tragedy was unbearable, echoing memories from years past. Pierce faced these losses not as an actor on a stage, but as a human being stripped of illusions. Every hospital visit, every corridor, every beeping machine reminded him of mortality. His composure in public masked the devastation within, a quiet testament to enduring love and relentless pain that refused to fade with time. Standing beside Charlotte. When Charlotte fell ill, Pierce knew grief intimately. Her courage, dignity, and intentionality in facing the disease became his anchor. He did not shield her from reality, nor pretend hope could cure what was inevitable. Instead, he walked beside her, fully present in every moment, bearing witness to her strength and fragility. 2 weeks after her wedding, she passed, leaving Pierce once again to navigate the unbearable void. These experiences reshaped him, transforming grief from something to overcome into something to coexist with, a permanent presence woven into his life and consciousness. Life after loss. After these tragedies, Pierce Brosnan's life shifted profoundly. Fame, success, and achievement no longer functioned as protection. Instead, he embraced a deliberate, slower existence. Mornings, coffee, and quiet walks gained sacredness. Homes became sanctuaries rather than statements. He lived with grief openly, neither trying to erase it nor allowing it to dominate his identity. Through the presence of Keely Shaye Smith, he found companionship and stability, not replacement, but partnership in living alongside sorrow. Love became gentler, more intentional, anchored in the ordinary yet profound rhythms of daily life. Fatherhood and legacy. Pierce's identity as a father deepened after loss. With his children, Dylan and Paris, and grandchildren, Charlotte's children, he cultivated intentionality and presence. Every laugh, every memory, every shared moment carried weight, a conscious preservation of life and love beyond tragedy. Professionally, he pursued meaning over fame, choosing roles that resonated personally rather than chasing relevance. Painting became a language for grief, while advocacy in cancer research and environmental causes transformed personal sorrow into purposeful action. His life illustrates endurance not as avoidance of pain, but as the willingness to live with it authentically and meaningfully. Acceptance and presence. Pierce Brosnan does not speak of healing in the conventional sense. Instead, he embraces living alongside loss, recognizing that some absences never fade, they merely change shape. He carries the memory of Cassandra and Charlotte not as wounds to overcome, but as integral threads of his life. Fame and success are no longer armor. What sustains him is human, fragile, and deliberate. Presence, love, and intention now define his days. In this quiet resilience, Pierce embodies a truth far deeper than any screen role: the courage to continue, to remain open to life, even after unimaginable loss. Conclusion: quiet endurance. At 72, Pierce Brosnan's story is not one of triumph over tragedy, but of living fully despite it. Strength, he has shown, is not invincibility, but the courage to stand after breaking. He has loved deeply, lost painfully, and continued to embrace life with authenticity. His legacy lies not in box office numbers or iconic roles, but in enduring love, deliberate presence, and the quiet acceptance of life's impermanence. In every measured gesture, every shared smile, he demonstrates that meaning is possible even in the shadow of loss, a life defined by endurance, humanity, and the capacity to remain open to the world.